Moving to council information and correspondence. Points that councillors want to bring forward. Councillor Biden.
I'd like to make reference to number 9, the Cottage chapter wanting support for proclamation of an international day against homophobia. I'm not opposed in general terms to the intent of this, but it seems to me that it's too narrow in scope. I would much rather that this council go on record as being opposed to all forms of discrimination as identified by the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms. And so I would move that we issue a proclamation for that same day, May 17, 2013, indicating our unlimited support for the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms and opposition to all discrimination on the basis of race, national or ethnic origin, color, religion, sex, sexual orientation, age, mental or physical disability. So moved.
You will get all the wording.
Can we have a copy of the councillor, please?
Depending
on the outcome of the vote.
Yes, for sure.
Okay, discussion on the motion.
Need a seconder.
Councillor McGowan seconded.
I agree with the motion. I think that the Charter of Rights and Freedoms covers all of the minority and other groups that seem to want special recognition when they are already covered under the Charter of Rights and Freedoms. So I think that Brock is on the right track, and I would support them.
Any further discussion? All those in favor of the motion? Carried.
To Brock, you suggested supporting basically a Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms Day as opposed to the International Day Against Homophobia. I was wondering what the purpose of that was. They're asking for support for an international day, and you're suggesting something that's more local.
Well, it's more local, but it's broader and more national, really. And I think it's important that every council be on record as stating that they are fully compliant without hesitation to support those rights and freedoms, both in the way they hire people and use staff and promote staff, but also in terms of how they're dealing with the community, the services that they're providing, and so on. I think that's extremely important, and to place the whole onus or emphasis on one particular group is fine in itself, but I think this is an opportunity for us to indicate that we as a group fully endorse the rights of people across the whole area and in all our dealings.
Still doesn't answer my question about international, about the scope of the international. What are you going to do to recognize the fact that they were looking for international recognition, to help support an international recognition?
I guess, Danny, my sense is that whether we endorse that or not is not going to make a heck of a lot of difference to the international scene. I think it's more important that we indicate that we are non-discriminatory and that we pay attention to all the rights of people that come into contact with us.
And to Deputy Reeve Reach, regarding the same issue, you spoke about each individual group wanting special recognition. Do you think that a blanket statement like this is adequate, given that certain groups are targeted more, certain groups are targeted less, certain groups have only been addressing this issue for, say, 20 years, there's just some that have been addressing it for half a century.
I was brought up that everybody is treated equally regardless of race, color, religion, sexual orientation, or whatever. And I feel to name different people in different charters is a form of, I'm going to call it a form of discrimination, because you are making them special when everybody should be equal.
Anything further, David?
I was just gonna say that.
Brock?
I just wanted to add a comment to Danny. The other thing that struck me when I read this regarding homophobia, that's referring to a problem in the people who are not homosexual or not part of that group. And declaring a day to try to change those people is a very, very tall order. I would much rather that we emphasize on how we react as people to all of those possible circumstances, and emphasize the fact that it's the law we're talking about. We're not talking about ensuring that people have the right thoughts in their head.
Okay, but it's international, and it's not an international law. That was really the jux to my question.
Okay.
Was, it's not an international law. The charter isn't international, so it doesn't really address what these people are asking.
Okay, but I'm just a local boy. Sorry.